bring you the new experience here today. All aboard! After its initial invention in Europe, the idea of machine-powered railroads began to rapidly take hold in the young United States. One such undertaking would be the Baltimore and Ohio, begun in 1828. The idea of not relying on canals or horses for basic transport was a big change. Other states quickly joined in this railroad revolution to compete for commerce while innovating fresh engineering marvels at the same time. Soon after this, America's Civil War would be fought, with the railroads becoming both a primary resource and a primary target for both sides. It was a bloody but needed fight that ended slavery and preserved the Union. Once these hostilities ended, the nation healed as the new Transcontinental Railroad linked East and West in 1869. However, safety soon became paramount, with signaling and scheduling becoming more complex. The railroads established the time zones that we use today. Speeds increased, moving past the 1 mile a minute barrier. 60 miles per hour. Johnson City became part of America's railroad story in 1853, when merchant farmer Henry Johnson built a locomotive water tank on his remote property on Buffalo Creek. A new town began to grow around this water stop for the new East Tennessee and Virginia Railroad between Bristol and Knoxville. It would be named Johnson City. By the mid-1890s, plans to consolidate regional firms into larger railroad systems had resulted in the ET&V becoming part of the Southern Railway. The Southern offered services from Washington, D.C., Louisville, and St. Louis throughout the South, with fast passenger trains and reliable freight service. Johnson City has been on this rail corridor since the 1850s, now part of Norfolk Southern. To reach a large magnetic ore deposit in Cranberry, North Carolina, a railroad line was proposed between there and Johnson City, and it would eventually be built there. Formerly known as the East Tennessee and Western North Carolina, it became known as the Tweetsie in this region, and Johnson City would be its headquarters for its offices and its workshops. When finished in the 1880s, the ET and WNC interchanged materials in Johnson City with the existing Southern Railway. However, transloading goods between the two track widths was a time-intensive effort, a factor that soon limited narrow gauge popularity and eventually led to its demise except in isolated areas. The Tweetsie narrow gauge beyond Elizabethton was abandoned in 1950. Finally, in the 19th century, there was one other regional railroad project. This was called the Charleston, Cincinnati, Chicago, but it became financially insolvent before completion. It was known as the 3 Cs.